Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you're all doing well today. So I've got a Kuja video here for you from the player Terute. He's another really good player that's been playing for a really long time. He's got a ton of videos. A lot of them are really great, worth checking out for sure. He's got a really strong Kuja, really strong Titus. He plays a lot of the cast in general from what I can tell. One small thing to note about his videos, if you haven't seen them before, it might kind of throw you off. He edits the summon animation out, so there's no 10-second pause in the action for the summon. So don't let that catch you off guard. Just a quick overview for Kuja for those who are unfamiliar with him. So he's a speed character, kind of similar to Squall. So his overall objective is going to be to move in, look for enemies that are kind of vulnerable, get quick attacks in on them, and then move out. His moveset is full of fast, short range attacks that hit diagonally above and below him or right in front of him. So he can pretty much attack anywhere, around him. He also has a move that gives him some vertical mobility. It's rarely used as like an actual attack, but it's almost an extra jump in a sense. You often see Kujas use it at the very beginning just to make it harder for the enemy to see them. His X skill is a team buff, which also buffs himself. And after he uses it 3 times, he goes into trance mode, which gives him an additional buff. One other thing about Kuja, while he does his attacks, he can glide around a little bit, which gives him a little extra mobility. And you'll see how Terute uses that to kind of combo his attacks or also use it to kind of get out of the way of other attacks. It's pretty useful. You'll kind of see how he uses it a little bit later. Okay, so let's get into our first matchup here. Let's get this started. Okay, so we've got a Kuja Firion Zidane team going up against a Garland Ramza Vaughn team. Blue side has got 2 speeds, which means you can pretty much expect there to be a lot of quick attacks and a lot of aggression coming out from their side. Anytime you have 2 speeds, you can kind of expect that. So right off the bat, Kuja gets some vertical mobility, and he's looking after Vaughn, able to get in a quick attack in on him, so pretty good. And you'll kind of notice with Kuja, he's a little more hesitant than we saw with Squall. Squall was pretty much just running in, looking for any attack he could get. Kuja is a little more vulnerable in that regard. He doesn't really just go in and hunt people down. He kind of looks for anybody that's out of position, anyone that is just completely isolated, and then that's when he'll go in. So you'll kind of see Kuja play a little safer than Squall, I guess is what I'm saying. So looks like he and Garland just trading some bravery attacks right there. Able to make a move here on Vaughn. He was going after Firion, but he was able to catch him with an HP attack. Okay, so what you're about to see here, I'm just going to pause it real quick so I can say this. So there's about to be a string of a lot of really cool team combos. It's kind of why I wanted to highlight this video. So you're going to see that, and so I'm just going to try to point out each one if I can. So what you're about to see, Kuja is about to lock Garland down with his bravery attacks, and then Firion is immediately going to throw out his Lord of Arms HP attack. So it's just a quick lockdown bread and butter Dissidia combo like I was saying in the past video. Right there, you saw it. Lock him down with the bravery, hit him with the HP attack. It's pretty cool. So now you're about to see Zidane hit Vaughn with his bravery attack, and then Kuja is going to go try and follow up with it. He's about half a second too late on it, but it's a really cool setup. He goes exactly where Vaughn is going to get shot down into the ground and almost hits him with the HP attack. Garland did a good job there, though, seeing it happen and able to really quickly react to it and save Vaughn from getting hit there. So now you see Kuja's got the ability to kill Garland. He has enough bravery, so he was hunting in for an attack there, but couldn't quite get it off. Looks like if you saw it in the right side of your screen, Firion was able to pick up a kill there on Ramza. Good move there by him. So Kuja was able to finally get Garland with his HP attack. Kuja's now going after Vaughn, catches him, locks him down with a bravery attack, and then Zidane's able to quickly follow up with his HP attack. So like I said, there was a lot of HP attacks that were set up by your teammates using their bravery attack, so really good comboing there. Another thing they did there is that every time they got a kill, they got a little more aggressive, because as soon as someone was dead, that means they immediately have a 3 versus 2 situation, which means they have the numbers advantage and could easily be able to pick off somebody else. So they did a really good job of using that to their advantage. So we can keep going here. There's a little bit of, he stays at the character select screen for a little while, so I'm just going to skip ahead some. And then, Too far, too far. Okay, cool. So let's stop here for a sec. Alright, so we have Kuja, Emperor, Cecil on the blue team, and then red team was Titus, Sephiroth, and Terra. So definitely not as melee heavy this time around, so expect more long range poking and probably playing a little more safe on both sides. Alright, so right off the bat, both teams are kind of staying grouped up. Kuja uses his vertical mobility move to kind of dodge Titus's attack, so it was a good move by him. Seems like red team's splitting up a little bit. Sephiroth is kind of in the back. Kuja's chasing down Titus as he tries to split up, so a good attack by him. You see Kuja's kind of just rushing after people who aren't focusing him, just trying to make moves happen. So right now Sephiroth is just completely ignoring Kuja, so Kuja's got completely has free reign to attack, so that was nice by Kuja to realize that. Tries to stop Titus's slice and dice there, but couldn't quite interrupt it, and got caught out by Sephiroth. Good attack there, just kind of dodging around, avoiding some of these projectiles. So Kuja, if you look on the minimap, he was kind of surrounded by red team there. Even though he got that attack on Titus, I don't think it was quite worth it because clearly Sephiroth or Terra was going to follow up on him. So now the Summoning Stone is active, you see both teams kind of making their way over in that direction. Kuja gets in a sneak attack there on Terra while she's focusing the Summoning Stone, good on her. Once again, Sephiroth is focusing here on the Emperor, so Kuja's able to hit him with a wall rush right into a Flare Star, so nice move by him, gets the first kill of the game. Kuja's rushing in, got another quick attack there on Titus. Blue team staying grouped up there, you see they just kind of throw out their buffs on each other. So now everyone's kind of rushing in to attack, everyone's staying really grouped up here. Kuja caught Titus with an attack. Titus fished for a move, didn't quite reach, so Kuja was able to capitalize on it. Looks like both teams now have their summoning gauges full, so we'll see which team is going to be able to summon first here. Red team's going for it, and it looks like... Okay, yeah, just so you know, he skipped the summon animation, but red team did get it off. So anyways, so now you see Rama is, his lightning pillars are shooting up, so blue team has to play this a little carefully. Cecil looks like he's going in, but he got hit with an HP attack, so now it looks like blue team is just doing a full-on retreat here, which I think is probably the smart move. So just trying to avoid the lightning pillars, trying to stay away from the red team right now, just waiting to see if they'll make a mistake. Looks like Titus is trying to move in on them. The whole red team's kind of moving in. Kuja got caught by Rama, but Titus wasn't quite able to connect with an attack to follow up. Looks like Kuja caught Titus, trying to move in, leading into a wall rush, leading into a kill, leading into the end of the game. So, pretty sweet move there by blue team. Let me just take a look back at the last like 5 seconds real fast, kind of show you what happened. So the problem here is that Titus just rushed in way ahead of his team. He thinks he has a huge advantage with Rama active, which is true, so he tries to make a move here on Kuja while he can. But the first problem is that he misses his attack, so he's not able to follow up with anything on Kuja. His second problem is, even if that had connected, Cecil is right behind him, so he could easily knock him out of any HP attack he tries to do on Kuja after this, or any other follow-up he might have. Red team is still just far away enough where they're not going to be able to react fast enough, especially since the Emperor is still hanging out on the side and could potentially disrupt their movement. So what you see happens here, Titus misses, so Kuja's able to connect with a hit on Sephiroth to kind of build his bravery up. And then he catches Titus dashing around, hits him twice, leads into a wall rush for the kill. So basically Titus's movement kind of screwed with him there, and Kuja's able to take advantage of it and get a nice kill. So another good performance there by the blue team, and by Kuja especially. And that just kind of shows too, summons are really powerful, and like I was saying in my Squall video, the teams are using them really aggressively and we're moving in with Rama. But moving in entirely by yourself, especially as Titus, might not be the best course of action, because just because you have an advantage doesn't mean you're invulnerable. So you still have to be careful, and you still have to make sure you're moving with your team, not just running off ahead, because that's an easy way to get picked off, which is exactly what happened. So okay, moving on now into the next game here. We've got Kuja, Terra, and Cecil on the blue team, and then we've got Emperor, Sephiroth, Zidane on the red team. So one thing I think we're definitely going to see here is that Kuja has to pick his route of attack very carefully here between Emperor, who's the trap master, who's going to lay down all kind of little traps that are going to stop Kuja, and then Sephiroth also has a lot of long range attacks as well that he needs to watch out for. So you see everyone's just kind of dashing around. You see Kuja's kind of doing exactly that. He's not going in too hard. He tried to get an attack on Emperor, couldn't quite connect, so he just immediately backs away, doesn't want to get caught out. So it's good on him. You see Zidane tries to chase down Terra, but she's able to avoid it, and Kuja's able to capitalize on it with a wall rush into a flare star, so nice move by him. Summoning stones up, so everyone moves into it as usual. Looks like the red team kind of got the better of that exchange. They got all the summoning gauge from that stone, so but not too big of a deal for the blue team. So once again, Kuja's just kind of fishing around, seeing if he can catch anybody out of position, but not forcing it too hard. He caught Zidane with a nice HP attack while Zidane was focusing elsewhere, so good on him again. So now everyone's kind of grouped up here. Zidane once again was trying to attack Terra, so Kuja's able to catch him. This time he finally gets a kill, so it's the first kill of the game. So you see Zidane not paying enough attention to Kuja there and got caught out 3 separate times for it. Kuja tried to do the same thing there on Sephiroth, but couldn't quite pull it off. And you kind of see here, so those purple circles are traps set by the Emperor, so you saw Kuja kind of dodging around those, trying not to get hit. Red team's trying to summon, but Sephiroth is in a very vulnerable position there. And this combo is just beautiful, so we're going to have to watch this again one more time. But great job there by Kuja. Let me just back that up real fast because it's amazing. So right here, so Sephiroth's trying to do a summon, but he's in a bad spot for it, like I said. Kuja catches him off, and I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's something to do with the angle of his attack, but instead of wall rushing Sephiroth, he's getting him to bounce off of these walls. So he was able to connect with 3 separate bravery combos before he had to use his HP attack, which is great. Dropped Sephiroth really low in health. Now Emperor there was completely focused on Cecil, so he didn't see Kuja flanking him from behind, getting a nice kill there. Looks like Sephiroth was just kind of isolated there. If we look back, you can kind of see. You see how on the minimap, all 3 of the blue players were in between Sephiroth and his team, so he didn't really have anywhere to go, especially considering he was already basically on the wall. So just got caught out by Kuja, wall rushed, and Cecil was able to follow it up with his HP attack. So yeah, great. That was just a great performance by Kuja here. I think he did a really good job. I would imagine he's going to be MVP. Yeah. That combo he had on Sephiroth was clearly amazing, and then also at the very beginning, all the different hits he was getting off on Zidane were really just great awareness by him to realize that Zidane wasn't paying him any attention, and that Zidane was close enough for him to follow up with. So just really good way of knowing exactly how your moves work, knowing when you can attack and when you can really isolate somebody. I really wanted to highlight these videos specifically just because it really shows a lot of team combos and a lot of individual combos, which is just kind of something that Kuja specializes in, I think, is just whenever he's got someone isolated and he has an advantageous position where either they're not focusing on him or it's some sort of 2v1, or if he just gets the upper hand on them in some other way, he can really do a lot of damage, and he's really dangerous in that situation. And also, you saw how great he can be as a team player in the first game with all the different combos that he was setting up with Firion and Zidane. So really just great play. He's a great speed character to have on your team. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was a little informative. If you have any feedback or anything to say at all, feel free to drop it in the comments down below. I should have another video coming up for you early next week. I think it's going to be either Firion or Kane. So if you have any preference, let me know. I think I'm leaning towards Firion just because I've already done 2 speeds, so I want to do something a little different. But we'll see. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.